Some of you guys may have holes in your wall, about the size of a fist. I'm gonna show you how to fix it today on Do It by Handy. Let's get it. So today we're gonna use a spare piece of drywall, some drywall screws, some drywall tape, a tape measure, a couple different grits of sanding block, a hammer, a couple different sizes of trowels, a level, a utility knife, a Dremel. I'm going to use a Dremel because it's going to be a little bit faster for me to cut the hole out, my drill, some drywall spackling, of course some gloves, a pencil, and a stud finder. I'm going to use the stud finder for a future reference. So this video was a request. The first thing we're going to do, we have to cut out this hole. We have to make this hole even so that we can repair it. So the first items we're going to use today is going to be our level and our pencil. We need to actually cut this hole out so that we can put a piece of drywall back in it. But we need the cutout to be level and straight. So I'm going to make a line here with my level to create a line. And we're going to create a box around this hole. Now that we have our box around our hole, we're going to cut this whole piece out. So to cut out the hole, you can use a utility knife, but I'm going to go ahead and use my Dremel because it's going to be a little bit faster. Now, we have a good and even box. So what we're going to do next is we're going to measure the hole. So with that spare piece of drywall, we can put the same patch back into the wall. So I have 5 inches and almost 5 inches. So with the piece of drywall that I take out, I'm going to try to transcribe that on the spare piece of drywall that we have so that we can put that back in the hole. Now, we're going to cut this out and we're going to put that piece right back in. Perfect. Let's see how it fits. I think it's a good fit. So in order to fit this piece into the wall without it falling through, I have a little trick. I got a little piece of 1x2. What I'm going to do with the 1x2 is, I'm going to put this piece of 1x2 in the wall, And I'm going to secure it on both sides with the screw. And what that screw is going to do is going to hold that 1x2 in place. Then I'll be able to go ahead and put the piece that we cut out back into the center and put a couple screws through to hold this in place. Let's get to it. So now let's go ahead and fit our piece back into that hole. Look at that. Perfect. Now we're going to pop 2 screws in right here, and we're halfway done. So we had a little accident. The screw that I put here, the drywall piece right here, I didn't know, it was actually nothing but paper. So now this piece of wood, I need to extend a little bit closer to the stud so that I have more drywall to put that screw through. This side was good, but this side, not so good. It was a little bit too close to the end, and there isn't a piece of drywall back here for the screw to actually hold on to. So this piece of wood, I'm gonna actually have to make about 5 inches longer so that I can extend it here and come over to about right here, so that I have a little bit more drywall and a little bit more meat for the screw to stick to. Now that we have the longer piece, let's get it installed. Let's try this one more time. Now that we have the piece inside and it's sturdy, we can go ahead and tape it and start mudding. So for the next process, we're going to use fiber tape. I like this because it's self-adhesive. You don't have to put spackling on first to get this to stick. We're going to put this over all the seams, and then we're going to put the spackling on top of it. I would say go a little bit thicker if this is your first time, so that you don't have to do 3 and 4 coats. If you go a little thick now, you sand it down once, you put another coat on, and you should be good to go.
Huh?
The spackling that we're going to use today is called Drydex. I like Drydex because it goes on pink and then it dries white. So then you know when to sand. So I'm going to go a little heavy with this. I'm going to put it all over the seams and I'm going to put it all over the screws and in the middle. And then we're going to feather it out to make it smooth.
It's getting serious on this track, fam.
Now that I have the spackling applied the way I want it, I'll catch you guys when it dries. It's the next day and we're back. Like I said before, it goes on pink and it dries white. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our 60 grit sander block. We're gonna sand this down really good. We're gonna put one more layer of spackling over it. We're gonna sand it down again and you should be good to go. The only thing left to do is paint it. Now we're gonna let this dry, sand it down, and we're done. Now that the second coat is dry, let's sand it down one last time, and we're good to go. Look at that, super smooth. You can't even tell where the hole was. So that's it for today's video. I want to thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And please stay tuned because we got some really big projects coming to the channel. For exclusive content, follow me at Do It By Handy on Instagram to get a sneak peek before the video. So like always, if you like what you see, I want you to smash that subscribe button, bang that notification bell, and smack that like. Get with us.